All right, I've got some random pickleball tips for you today. These are things that I've never talked about on my channel, or at least not to any significant detail. So let's get started. Typically what I've said in the past is that if you are having to defend against a smash, you have to realize, why did the ball get popped up in the first place? Defending against smashes is a tough thing to do, but there are some things that you can do. So here's the specific scenario that I want to go over though. It's when you're right here in the middle of the court, okay? Maybe your partner's third shots have been really good, but they accidentally popped one up way up high, right? And you're stuck here. What do? It is all about footwork and all about preparation. You can give yourself a fighting chance. The footwork is this. You need to step back and then hop back like this. You have to get as far back as possible, because what's going to happen, that smash is going to land right at your feet and it's going to be impossible to get. If you do get it, it's going to be another pop-up most likely. So once you see that ball going up, you have to react with your feet to get as far back as you can. That will give you some kind of fighting chance. So let me show you how this works. Okay, so I'm going to pop it up and then we'll see what happens. Okay, there you go. So I gave myself some kind of fighting chance and I was able to get the smash on the bounce. It's a lot easier to get a smash on the bounce rather than trying to volley something or short hop something right in the middle of the transition zone. Okay, so watch again. Okay. Okay, perfect. So notice what happened. Once the ball got popped up, I was focused on my footwork only. It's all about the feet. If you can't do that kind of footwork, all good. Just try to take those large strides backwards as much as you can. Remember, you're already in a really bad situation. This is just to give yourself some kind of fighting chance. All right, crosscore dinking. I don't think I've talked about this, but if you are hitting the same dink to your opponent back and forth at the same location, so you're, as an example here, I keep hitting it to his forehand at the same spot. What you're doing is you are training your opponent how to hit your shot. Not only that, but if you become predictable like that, they may be able to do something on a ball that is typically unattackable because they can prep for it ahead of time, right? So if you're giving them kind of this flow where you're hitting the same thing over and over and over, that's going to come back to bite you most likely, okay? So here's what you do. Aim for this inner foot right yonder. Really powerful stuff. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that same dinking, but then I hit it right to the foot, and it is so effective if you can do that consistently. Ryan just had a good point. The great thing too about hitting it over to this backhand foot is then you hit it back over towards the sideline. Okay, so let me show it to you again here. So here to the foot and then back over. And now they're really stretching for it because you're working their footwork, right? You're keeping it unpredictable. Don't be predictable. By the way, this is a principle you can apply anywhere. It's not just with dinking. Try not to be predictable with not just the crosscore dinking, but anywhere else as well. As you can tell, I put a lot of topspin dinking on my forehand here. That's just kind of how I roll, no pun intended, right? You don't have to do that. You can just push the ball. All right, watch the push dinks that I do. So push and then push. Now, admittedly, with push dinks, this inside foot thing becomes a little bit more difficult. The top spin really helps. Okay, like that. But you see how that works. Attacking properly. There's a lot to talk about here. First things first, if you are out of position, do not attack. As an example, if Ryan hits a ball to my backhand here, and I do one of these things, and I try to attack, look how open the court is. This is a huge mistake for many reasons. A, if they block your attack successfully and they win the point, you just gave them a confidence boost, okay? The other thing is that they don't have to make a pretty shot in order to win because the court is wide open. They can hit the ugliest shot in the world. It doesn't matter. If it hits the ground, they win and we can't get to it. They win the point. If you're way over here on the sideline, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get the ball. You're putting your opponent under pressure, things like that. But it's not just about a high ball though. Think about what's going to give you that high ball first. So let's use the same dinking that we just did. So let's try to pull Ryan kind of out wide a little bit here, then maybe up here, and over, and over. And I'm thinking about this as a two-step process. Oh, that may have been. All right, let's pull them out wide and let's go up. Did you notice that? Notice how I sort of attacked, but it was more of like a little push volley there. That's fine. It doesn't have to be super, super intense or anything. It's not a black or white thing here, guys. Oh, you kidding me? You got to earn the high ball first. You don't get it for free. You got to earn it. By the way, if you want to learn these cross-court dinks I'm doing like that, I have a video on that linked up here. Go check it out. The work that pickleball players do in this zone right here is what really defines an advanced player. 5-0, 4-5-ish, 5-0 players really, really get that. They understand this zone deeply. So I want you to start focusing on this. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to hit a good third shot drop after the fact. Okay, so what I mean by that is your third shot is not the shot itself. It's the entire process of what it means to get to this line. So it's the third shot after. What we're going to do for this video is we're going to focus on our footwork. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a good third. I'm going to watch the body language of my partner here, and then I'm going to come in as far as I can, as far as I'm comfortable with, to not get a shot to my feet. So it's going to be a third shot plus footwork. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I stayed back on that one a little bit more because I hit it a tad bit too high. How I come into the net is going to be based on how high the ball is over the net. Oh! Notice the split stepping I'm doing. You got to do the split step. That's really, really important. Watch my split stepping as I come forward here. Okay, so hit the ball. See this little split step I do? Really important. Focus on the footworks after your third shot as you come into the kitchen. Another one here. Same thing. Same work in the transition zone. Volley more here. Okay, especially with fifths. This is a personal one for me. I mess up on this. This is a weak spot in my game right now, and I'm working on it by volleying more instead of trying to do these short hoppy things. So this is a great drill to do regardless, but balls that bounce in front of you are fine, but do not do that. That's the problem. Bouncing, balls that bounce at your feet or behind you, you are doomed to fail with those. You gotta volley them instead, okay? So squat, volley. The way you fix this is by volleying more in the transition zone, like that, okay? Don't worry if it goes too high on the other end. The problem that people run into, again, as they do that kind of thing, when they don't need to. Now, obviously, some of them are gonna bounce. Again, don't worry about how high they go right now. Don't worry about that. It's been a while since I've done a random tips video like that. I hope that was helpful. Those are 5 random tips to help you in your pickleball game. Let me know if you guys liked it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.